Yes. All right. So, how to track my marketing ROI by truly yours truly. So, the purpose of this course is to find and keep the activities that are working and they're providing positive return on your marketing investments, and then eliminate the ones that are not working. Right? So, I'm going to keep the ones that are working and very quickly eliminate the ones that are not working. Okay. Before I move forward, what would you guys like to learn about this topic? Is there anything specific that you want me to cover?
Yeah, the easy ones are when you spend money. First of all, how to track.
Okay.
Now, some of them are really easy to track. For example, if you have a direct mail campaign, you know what addresses you sent it to, and if they come back to you, then you know you got something back. That's easy. If it's online, it's a lot harder, like an online campaign, so you need some way of tracking if they responded to your Facebook ad or your LinkedIn ad or whatever the heck it was. The one that kills me and why I do not take it seriously is social media. I can see absolutely no way of tracking ROI. I've asked a whole bunch of social media gurus over the years, and all of them say, well, you can't track ROI because it's all about establishing a presence and creating your brand, which means they don't have an answer and they don't know how to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I don't take that one seriously at all. So in the old days, you know, when you had newspaper or magazine advertisements, they all in the order form always had a code down at the bottom, and that's how they did it. I'm sure that there are online equivalents today. And the final thing I'll mention here is that I looked into a couple of years ago, but never implemented a company services called CallFire, and I'm sure there's other people who do the same sort of thing, where you basically get a whole bunch of different phone numbers, and then you can put different phone numbers on different advertisements.
Yes.
And then you can track the number of calls to each of those individual phone numbers, even though they all come to your main line.
Yes. Yes.
So there's some things that I'm curious about.
Yep, I took notes. Couple of actually a few of the stuff that you mentioned, I have it covered, so we'll talk about it. And at the end of it, if it's not, if I haven't answered your questions, then we're going to have another question Q&A session after.
Okay.
All right. So, so how to track your marketing ROI? So a few common questions. What should I track? Why should I care about it? And how does it affect my business? So you want to know what part of your marketing is working. Why should you care about it? It's because it's your money, it's your success, it's your clients, getting new clients and the rest of it. And so you want to know. And then how does it affect your business? It affects your business to a great extent. 80% of your business success is your marketing. So you want to know what's working on your marketing and what is not working on your marketing. Okay. And if you don't know, then you may not be doing well, right? So what should you track? And here are some key performance indicators that you could actually keep tracks of. Your Facebook and Google clicks. How many clicks are you getting from your Google ads to your website? How many are you getting? What part of your business is, or what part of your traffic is coming from Google or Facebook ads? How many Facebook page likes are you getting from, say, your Facebook advertising? Okay, there's numbers associated with that. Now, the higher the number of likes on your Facebook page, if and when you post stuff on your Facebook, and if you post videos and articles and newsletters and whatnot, then we can work on tracking and tracking further. But that's so. To your question of, Richard, what should you track on social media? There are always numbers available. Like how many page likes do I have? How many views do I have on that post? because let's say for every 100 views that you get on a post on Facebook, you get 2 or 3 clicks to your websites, right? So based on the number of clicks, then you could always count your conversion rates and say at the end of the day, I posted one offer on Facebook, or I posted, for this month, I posted 2 newsletters, and out of those 2 newsletters came 3 visits to my website, and one of them actually signed up for a consultation. And I'm going to go over Google Analytics and how you guys can track that through Google Analytics as well. So on social media, there's always numbers. And through the call tracking system, I'm going to show you how to track the calls that are coming through social media as well. So you can track social media conversion rates as well. Next one is your website traffic. How much traffic do you have on your website? Did you get 500 people on this month? Did you get 1,000 people? How did it compare to last month? And how does it compare to last year this month? So April 2018, how did it compare to April 2017? Year over year, are we higher? Are we lower? How does that work, right? So those are some numbers that you can track. When it comes to emails, you have your opening rate, how many people clicked on your email, and then you got the click-through rate. How many people clicked on the link inside your email to claim your offer or visit your website? So those are some numbers that you can still, again, work with. If say, your opening rate on your emails is 10%, and then you hire a company and they do some good work with the titles and subjects of your email, and now you're up to 15, 20, or 30%, that's a number that you can actually track, right? So you will know what's happening. Then here another number of KPIs is down the road, how many phone calls did you get? Are the number of phone calls increasing? How many requests did you get? How many questions did you get? Did people fill out the form? Did they call you? What was happening? Does that make sense? So these are some of the stuff that you can actually track the numbers on. So your marketing company, you would ask them, hey, I need numbers on all of this, or if they have it in their system, great. Now, there was a sketchy company back in the day called Outrank. Did you guys hear about Outrank? Outrank by Rogers, they're not in business anymore because they were way too sketchy. They went out of business.
Oh, I do remember. Actually, I talked to them a couple of years ago, and yeah, I was unimpressed.
Yes. Their sales process was very aggressive. They had a pretty good sales process, and they had a sleazy sales process, and they signed up a whole bunch of people. And what they would do is they would take your money and they run with it. They send you a report saying that this month you got 20 calls, or they would call it 20 leads. Even if 60% of those calls were 1-800 numbers or SEO companies banging on your door, they would still say 30 leads we made you this month. So you got to be careful with that. If a company is segregating their calls and breaking down, or they call everybody a lead. So those are some of the numbers that you can, some of the variables or items that you could keep numbers on and as their key performance indicators. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to mention here is internal conversions versus external conversions. Okay. You could hire a very good company and then pay the money and they do their work. They get your phone to ring, but for some reason you're not converting those phone calls to a paying customer, right? Or the other side could happen. You're very good at converting, but the company is not working. We've had examples in the past that the company was doing really good. It was getting customers' phone to ring off the hook. And then the owner calls and says, oh, we're paying you so much and things are not working. So at the end of the day, we figured out that the girl that was sitting in the front, she was literally turning customers away. The guy calls in and says, hey, I want a massage. And the girl says, oh, sorry, we're fully booked today. That's it. She doesn't say, sorry, we're fully booked today, but can I get you in tomorrow or next week? she would just say, oh yeah, sorry, we're too busy. We can't take you. And then she would just hang up on them. And so we found that out through the call tracking system. So you got to be careful with that, internal versus external conversions. And the sweet and my favorite topic of 80-20 principle. So 80% of your business success comes from 20% of your activities. That 20% activity is your marketing. 80% of your business success comes from your marketing. So you got to be very careful with that. Watch your money, know your numbers, count and track your numbers, and then work on that on an ongoing basis. Okay. So you want to track the number of leads and calls that are coming in. You want to track the profits on your different marketing activities if this activity is profitable, and you want to keep track of your online and offline activities. Now, what would that look like? So here's an example. This company, let's call it Mostafa's company. We're doing 9 different marketing activities, starting with trade show, Instagram, Facebook, billboard, cold calls, TV ads, YouTube, AdWords, direct mail. These are just examples. They're not in any specific order. We just made the example up. So it's not like direct mail at the bottom is not working or it's good or bad. Anyway, so trade show has created 35 calls or inquiries or emails. Instagram, 29. Facebook, 15. Billboard, and the rest of it. Now, percentage of leads. Trade show has created 30% of our new leads. Instagram, 27%. Facebook, 14, 9%, and the rest of it. You could see that the top 4 in here is giving us almost 82% of our leads. So we can eliminate these bottom columns. In this case, we can eliminate cold calls, TV ads, YouTube, AdWords, and direct mail, reinvest the money on the top activities, and you could probably very easily double the number of leads here. Does that make sense here, gang? So if we had a total of 35, let's say about 60 leads in here, if we reinvest and double the activities on the billboard, Facebook, Instagram, and the trade show, we could easily double it in 1 year, 2 months, 1 month, depending on the type of business. So the first 4 activities here is giving us over 82% or close to 82% of our sales. Now, let's talk about some sales here. The trade show stuff is giving us over $1,750, $1,450, $750, $500, and the rest of it. Now, in this case, let's assume that we're spending $500 on each campaign. Okay. So the first one is giving us a net profit. Billboards is actually, we're breaking even. So by tracking the first 4, it's given us 9 or 10% of our leads, but it's not profitable. Do you see that? So yes, 10% leads is very great. We're talking to people, but we're also spending $500 and we're losing $500. So that's, so in this case, we can grab $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6,000, or is it $3,000? Yes, $3,000. Reinvested in the top 3 columns or top 3 rows. So reinvesting in the trade show, Instagram, and Facebook, and we could hypothetically and easily double our results here. Actually, let me correct that. It's not double the results. The results could go from 80% to 160%. So you can increase the results by another 80%. Does this make sense? Any questions? Is anything unclear? Richard, this is something you could work with your customers on as a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
Right? So if we didn't calculate the profits here.
That. Actually, that's a really interesting idea, Mostafa. I never thought of that approach.
Yeah. So actually, that's one of the things that I do with my customers is making them profitable through these 80-20 analysis and calculating and tracking the profit and losses, right? So you could do your bookkeeper. You could actually do that with your customers.
Yep.
So if you pay attention here, if we didn't calculate the profit and loss column here, these marketing activities, number 4 looks great as well, right? But when you calculate the profit, it doesn't look so good. So you want to keep an eye on that. So the 80-20 principle. So here are some tools that you can use to track your marketing ROI. Number 1, Google Analytics allows you to, it's not number 1, it's one of the tools. Google Analytics allows you to track the traffic and the activity on your website or on your other web pages. So I know it gives you the traffic and the rest of it. Then there's the phone tracking software. I use Call Tracking Metrics. I've used it in the past. It's really good. It does integrations with your Google Analytics, so it shows you the Google Analytics numbers in the reports as well. It shows you the number of calls per source, online or offline. You can have multiple things set up in there, and I'll talk about that more. CRM reports. How many new leads do you have? How many lost leads? How many active customers, passive customers, based on their activities or whatnot. So in terms of CRMs, I use Drip. Some people use Infusionsoft. There's HubSpot. There's a whole bunch of them. And then there's your sales. These are indicators for what's happening, which you can track it through your invoicing software. I use FreshBooks. Some people, accountants, love QuickBooks. There's different softwares that you could use to track your ROI. Okay, let me go over Google Analytics. Would you guys like to see how it works?
Oh yeah, it's been years since I've seen it. It's probably changed a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a quick note.
Yes.
On that 80-20 spreadsheet you showed.
Yes.
I just did a quick calc, and you could triple your money.
Oh, absolutely.
Doing that 80-20 and just investing that $3,000 in the first top three.
Oh yeah.
You would triple it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I thought I'd share that.
I appreciate that. And then, so when I share that with some people, they're like, no, that's impossible. You can't do that. And they come up with stuff like that, which is interesting. Who do I want to bring here? Let's take this guy here. Okay, so Google Analytics. You guys can see my screen, true?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in here, hopefully when it loads up, you got this. Now on here, you got audience. Overview. You want to see the overview here. And up in here, you select the date. So you go, let's say last 30 days, you click in there and you apply. Okay, so here are some things that you want to pay attention to. Number of users. How many users did you have? Number of new users. Okay. And then we're going to get a breakdown of where those users are coming from. Number of sessions. That's good. Page views. And then you want pages per session. This is also important. How many pages do they visit every time they visit your website? Do they visit the first page? Is it 5 pages? So the higher this average here, pages per session, the better. Okay. Average session duration. On average, how much time do they spend on your website? This guy is 53 seconds. It is not good. You want an average session of about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Hopefully, and given that you have enough website. So the higher the average, the better. Bounce rate is 58%. So bounce rate is the number of people that come to your website and they leave right away. So they bounced. So the lower this number, the better. Bounce rate. So these are some key performance indicators for your website. Now, on top, you see it says here, compare to, has this little button. Now you can compare to the previous period, which is last month, and it gives you a month-to-month comparison. Here our users are down by 30%. So we went from 451 last month to 312 this month. New users are down 31%. Pages per session is down. Average session duration, however, is up by 34%. Last month it was 39 seconds. This month is 53. So there is a plus there. And then the bounce rate is lower, which is a plus for us, right? So we went from 59 to 58%. That's not much of a difference. So what this is telling me, without looking at the site, this site needs more content. It needs more engaging content, okay? The guy needs to probably revamp the website or add some more stuff in there. So this is month over month, and then you could do this April this year compared to April last year. Let's see how we're doing there. This is completely weird. Okay, let me bring up. This is not working. I don't know why. But anyway, it will give you the numbers. Let me get another guy here. Okay, take a look at this guy. So year over year, April this year compared to April last year, look at the numbers here. This guy went from 429 to 46. So the traffic is down 89%. Users are down 89. Pages per session is for some reason up. Average session duration is down. Bounce rate is up, which is good. I mean, it's down, it's good. Do you guys get the idea? So this is very important. Now, another one here that you want to take a look at is acquisition. The tab on the left called acquisition. It gives you a breakdown of where people are coming from. Let me turn off the compare feature here so you guys could see what we're talking about. Okay. So this one gives you a breakdown of what channels people are coming from. Organic search, 38 people. Direct, 7. Other 1. Social, 1. So here you would know if you're spending money on Facebook. Let me see, what is this social for? Yeah, this one is Facebook. So if you're spending money on Facebook or you're spending money on social media, back to your question, Richard, of how do you track it? This here will tell you exactly how much traffic you're getting to your website from Facebook. Right? Any questions, Richard, on that?
Can you hear me? That sounds good.
Yes, yes. So you can track Facebook, Yelp, Instagram, anything. It will show you under the social tab on Google Analytics, so you will know how much traffic. And at the end of the day, you want website traffic or you want phone calls, either direct from Facebook or social traffic on your website, and then they call you from your website, right? So you would know. And I'm going to talk about how to track that here momentarily. So these two tabs here, guys, audience and this acquisition overview, are the important ones for you to track your marketing ROI. So audience and the acquisition tab on Google Analytics. Now, let me get back to phone tracking. Before I get on there, let me share my screen on phone tracking with you guys so you would be able to see what this phone tracking software. So can you see my screen here?
Yep.
This is the phone tracking software. I use call tracking metrics. It's pretty good. It does everything that we need in terms of reports, tracking what's working and tracking what is not working. Unfortunately, today I think they are upgrading their system, so their reporting system is not working, but it actually is pretty robust. Okay, so
this is call by call, eh?
This is call by call. So here, it gives me their name, their phone number, and if I click on it, name, phone number, city, state, country, and it marks it as a new call if it's a new call or if it's a repeat call. Okay. Visitor details, score. You could score the call if you have somebody answering the calls. You can email the call to somebody, call flow, and the rest of it. It also does voice analysis. So if you want to have the software to spot some keywords on your phone calls, it does it for you at a say 50 cents a call or something like that. But if you want to get all the calls that says, hey, I'm a new customer, if the keyword is new customer, for example, and if you want to sort all the calls with that, specifically if you have given your staff a script to work with, this is a great tool. It also gives you the recording of the call. Remember when I gave you an example of our client that his staff were turning customers away? Right? We started listening to the calls and we were very, very, very surprised at what was happening on the phone. That's when this guy started working on a script. He gave some training to his front staff on how to talk pretty much on the phone. And then his conversion rates, I think it quadrupled. It was just crazy. He started seeing sales right away. Does that make sense?
That's what they mean by this call might be monitored for quality control.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so here you can see the source of the call is website. In this system, you can allocate a phone number to Facebook. So if somebody on Facebook visits your website, the software automatically switches the number to the Facebook number. So you get a call on that Facebook number, which is redirected to your main number. And then at the end of the month, I wish I could show you the report. It's beautiful. It says 10 phone calls from website, 12 phone calls from Google Organic, 5 phone calls from Google Paid, 12 phone calls from Facebook, and so on and so forth. But you would know exactly what is working and what is not working. Right?
Cool.
And this is all automatic. And then you can set it up so every week, even every day or every month, it sends you last month's report. And then let me see. That's probably not working right now because they're here on the reports. Let me see if I can show you a broken report.
Can you, is there a different phone number on your Facebook website versus your real website?
Yes.
So they see a different number. It all just comes to your main number, though.
Yes, it does.
As I mentioned earlier. Okay.
Yes.
And what do you do? You pay X dollars a month for each extra phone number above your
like
normal?
$1.25 or something US.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So you pay $10-15 a month for tracking your tracking system. All right.
Really?
So here, guys, here's the report, but it's not quite working right now. But it says calls by source. It gives you all the number of calls, average call duration by source. So you would think, say, you would see that, say, if people are calling from Facebook, the average call duration is, for example, higher versus when people are calling from Google search results. Make sense? And then average call duration. Then here's when Google Analytics is integrated with this software. So you would know new versus repeat calls. It gives you that. How many new calls did you have? How many repeat calls? Repeat calls by source. So let's say if somebody's coming from Facebook, on average, they call more than the guys that are coming from elsewhere. Okay. And then you would, this would be populated, but they're going under maintenance right now. So we can't see the whole numbers. Any questions on this? I am actually an affiliate with these guys. Let me give you the link so if you guys wanted to check it out. Chat. This is the link to check out call tracking metrics. Okay. We don't have a lot left here, Richard. We should be done here. Not in. Okay. So let me go back. Any questions on this so far?
So, Mostafa, with that call software,
yeah,
would people see the different phone numbers or?
Yes. So if they come from Facebook, they see one phone number. If they come from Google, they see a different phone number. And you can even allocate a phone number to your direct mail campaigns. People have a very hard time tracking direct mail campaigns and how many calls and how much conversion you get. You allocate a phone number and you call that phone number direct mail campaign May 2018. Okay? You send it to all the people. Now, however many people call that number, which gets redirected to your main number, you would know exactly how many calls you got.
So would there be potentially Jabali? There'd be potentially 5 different numbers for Jabali engineering.
Yes, and they all get redirected to your main number.
Right, but let's say a year from now I disconnect. Like, would I keep that number forever, or
you could just disconnect it, or you could get rid of it. And then when people call, they just get this number doesn't exist. Then they would just search your name or something.
Okay, so it wouldn't hurt the image of the company.
I don't think it does.
Oh.
I mean, and if you want to keep it, it's just $2 a month.
Yeah, it's nothing for marketing.
$24 a year. So big deal.
$240 per 10 years. Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So CRM reports. If you have a CRM, you would know the extra number of people in your funnel. In May, the number of, say, new leads or new customers are, I have 20 new leads, or I have 2,000 new leads in my software. Now you know what's happening. That's how you track it. So it's all about numbers, right? And then sales. I mean, the very bottom line on this is, if you have a system, an invoicing system, which a lot of people don't, where you can track how much business do they have. Now, another thing to keep in mind is, when working with a marketing company, it might take, depending on what you're doing, it might take 1 to 3 to 6 months to see results, depending on what you're doing. Okay. So you might start working on something now, but then the results coming down a month from now. So you got to know the life cycle of your product or service. You got to know your closing cycle and how long does it take on average to close a business. For some businesses, it's 1 day. For some businesses, it's 2 years to close a deal, depending on what you sell. So track the software, track the sales, and at the end of the day, you would know what is happening in there. What do I have here? So the call tracking feature, again, it integrates with Google Analytics, online and offline tracking, recording of the calls for customer service, especially if you're not answering the phone calls yourself, someone else is answering. You want to listen to those calls and you want to give them a script to work with instead of them keeping things up, making things up. And it does the keyword spotting. So if you have a script, if you want to know your staff are following the script or not, you turn on this keyword spotting and it will tell you if the calls are being, if the girls or boys are following the script or not. It integrates with a whole bunch of other softwares as well. It's a really good tool. We used it for a long time. And that's it. Any questions so far? Good. So let me share with you what's on Dropbox. I'm giving you a referral template on what you could do if you guys found the course in the past 6 weeks, or actually past 7 weeks. If you found it useful, if you feel like you know some people that could benefit from the course, there is a template here on Dropbox that I'm going to show you guys here in a second. It's a Word template. Oh God, did I share the same screen again? What is wrong with me? So, and this template, you guys can actually grab it and use it for your own business as well. So here's what it looks like. Excuse me. On the Dropbox folder, it's called Email Template to Refer a Friend for Simple Marketing Formula. So if you know someone that could benefit from our course, if you want to email them, I put the email content together for you guys. So you could just simply email them and tweak and modify it to what you like and send it to people that you think could benefit from Simple Marketing Formula. So here is the content of the email. It says, dear name, I just finished a program. I've just finished going through the most either amazing, eye-opening, provocative, or valuable marketing course I've attended in a very long time. It's all about getting a lot of business growth and understanding what you need to do by creating a simple marketing plan. And I promise this is not the same old typical advice we've all heard a million times before this. Anyway, the course is the Simple Marketing Formula, how to have a steady stream of clients and cash without being a marketing expert. It is simple and it's different. It's available at persai.com/SMF. I want to tell you about it because I know that you will either appreciate, respect, or be impressed by its simple, straightforward approach and can use many of these specific strategies in your business. Let me know what you think after you read it or after you take it. So if you guys wanted to track this and email it to the people that you know, people that you think need it, please use this and grab this, modify it, and use it for your business to get referrals from your existing clients. So you would probably modify this and say, hey, I just used the best engineering service, process engineering service. They were really good. They use the simple process. And then here's what they do. You can check them out here. Let me know what you think. So here's a template. I would greatly appreciate if you guys please could send it to your list. Our next course is starting early in June, either the first or second week of June. And then we'll take it from there.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries. Richard, I just shared a referral template.
See you later.
Can you see the screen here?
Yes.
Okay, so if you had any friends that you think could benefit from Simple Marketing Formula,
okay.
I would greatly appreciate if you send them this email. So the email says, I just finished a program, and it explains the program. And then it says here, go visit. It's simple and different. It's available on this link. And on the link, I have a webinar that runs on a daily basis where I explain the process of the whole 6 weeks. Then I give them the blueprint to the course, and I give them some teaching in there so they could see what it's all about. They could actually walk out of that webinar with enough knowledge to complete the marketing plan on their own. And Richard, you should grab and modify this template for your business and give it to your customers.
Right.
And give them tools to refer you to their network.
Right. Good point. Yeah. Hey, I was going to ask you a question.
Yes.
I am planning and have planned for a long